The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe is a great start to a story, but honestly it has a more recognizable name than the Chronicles of Narnia. But still, the story continues. Prince Caspian is a great second book, and the Dawn Treader helps us see a story with just Edmund and Lucy in mind. I hope Netflix comes out with a series, because where the story left off with the movies, while good, it ended with a little bit more of a whimper than a bang. Today I'm going to look at the actors who can take on these roles for that Netflix series, and the ones who can continue the story. We're looking at the ones within Prince Caspian, as well as the Dawn Treader, and also those ones who can take us past the first book. So for today we're tackling Prince Caspian, Reepicheep, Trumpkin, and Eustace. So let's recast Chronicles of Narnia for today. First up, let's do Prince Caspian. Now in the films, while not specifically said, they chose to represent Prince Caspian with almost a Mediterranean descent, with darker hair and definitely olive complexion. In the books, however, he and his people are described as being very fair, as well as having blonde hair. Now I do think they did a good job with Caspian, specifically in the Dawn Treader when they eventually lost that just horrendous accent. He's described as gentle and more of a daydreamer, which the movies I think does well. But I think we could definitely lean into the more gentle and unsure tone to really give him that arc when he comes into that leadership role. Now I do want someone with a similar age to Peter here, because I love the dynamic that they share and how they're kind of battling for that leadership role within Prince Caspian. And since the Peter I cast was 19, it only makes sense to mimic it. I end up landing on Levi Miller, who had the spotlight when he was a little bit younger, but never had really any of his projects take off. He's older now, taking on smaller projects, and I feel like he has this way about him that is perfectly soft, kind of daydreamer-esque, but definitely can harden and find that leadership role over time. He has that perfect feeling of destined to be great. At 20, he's the perfect age, while still feeling young, but on his way to really grow into something. I think he'd work really well as Prince Caspian and be a little bit more of what the books describe.
Do you remember what you did? How scared I was of you. You show up to my meet talking about my first pair of goggles, about looking for me in the river. I don't remember any of that shit.
So Levi Miller as Prince Caspian. Next up, let's do Reepicheep. Of course, he's just a voice, but he's actually one of my favorite characters. When I was watching Prince Caspian, I really liked the voice, but I kept on thinking this would be perfect for Simon Pegg. Then of course, I watched the Dawn Treader, and there he was. Now we need to have this level of fun, but also this level of caring. He isn't just a crazy man, but he's just someone who loves an adventure. We need someone who has that voice and that really fun nature, but can also do the calm and really help Eustace find peace and really be that guiding way. I went with Ewan McGregor, who has shown us he can really do anything. He can be fun, have an adventure.
Hello there.
But also be that guiding and calm. I think he's got this young spirit to his voice that I think would work well here, but he can also play big like he did in Jack the Giant Slayer.
Well done, Jack. Well done. Yeah.
I think he fits incredibly well and will bring that prestige that we just know with him into this role. So Ewan McGregor as Reepicheep. Next up, let's do Trumpkin. Now, it's easy to always go with actors who are smaller in real life and cast them here. But honestly, Peter Dinklage is amazing. And I don't know if I really have an actor who can top him who's really that size. I decided to go with a different approach and find an actor who is on the smaller side, but definitely would have to benefit from some CGI or forced perspective to really sell this size. We need someone who is rather dismissive and angry, but also can turn around and play the other side, turn into gentle, turn into caring, and really see hope in this world. I ended up on Toby Jones, who is really a chameleon. He can play anything. When he decides to, he can be warm and really shines at that.
Kip is alive. Hope is alive.
But also he can do the resentment.
The minister agrees with me that too many secrets are blown around here. Too much failure, too many scandals, too little solid intelligence.
I think you'd really have something wonderful here. So Toby Jones as Trumpkin. Lastly, we have Eustace. Now, assuming our Lucy, who we cast, is aged up from 12, we want someone around that 11 to 12 age for this. I want someone who has experience, because let's be honest, the whole weight of this franchise will be weighing on their shoulders in the next film. So it needs to be someone with talent, but someone who can also grow. We need someone who can be annoying and really dive into that everything is negative lens. But honestly, I think Will Poulter might have taken a little bit too far. He's really miserable in the role, and I know this character should really be that, but I think there's a middle ground that we can definitely take. Now, there is a way to be self-centered that doesn't make you hate the character immediately.
I think Jude Hill might be the person to do just that. He has one of the best performances I've seen in a film from a child actor in Belfast, and shown he can really outdo many of the kids in his age range. He's 12, which is the perfect age for this. Still feels like a kid, but also feels like he isn't acting.
Ach, don't think so, Pop. I always know when there's no money.
He's also been in a big enough movie and made rounds in the media, so I have confidence he can be the face of this franchise later on. Don't get me wrong, he still has a little bit of that cute energy, but I think he could switch that and double down on being the self-centered. But you can see in some scenes where he's doing what he really shouldn't be, the Eustace just peeking through. So Jude Hill as Eustace. So there are my choices for Prince Caspian, as well for the Dawn Treader. Let me know if I should extend beyond this. Do the books we never saw on the screen. Let me know in the comments below. As always though, thank you so much for watching. Please subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.